My name is Carolyn Fuller. I was 15 in 1963, and I lived in Birmingham, Alabama. My family was active in the civil rights movement. We were part of like 100 concerned white citizens in Alabama. In 1963, things got, let's see, my high school was the first high school to become integrated, and George Wallace closed it down, and my mother entered a lawsuit against George Wallace and the state for closing it down. The other thing we had been involved with was Friendship in Action, in which some of the black youth who were involved with the civil rights movement and some of the white youth who were involved were becoming friends and meeting and sort of lending each other moral support. And one of the girls from that group was blown up in the 16th Street Baptist Church. There was a woman from France who was an exchange, I don't know, she was visiting in the country, and we were hosting her, and she was staying with us, and my parents threw a big party for her, and it was our white friends and our African-American friends, and the party spilled out over into the yard and totally freaked everybody in the neighborhood out. The bomb threats started coming in. We would get all these threatening phone calls sort of constantly. Ultimately, one day I came home late from school because I had junior achievement, and my mom got a telephone call that I would be delivered in 10 different pieces on her front yard at 6 o'clock at night. And so when I finally got home, she was a basket case. And that was when they made the decision to send me away to high school, and the following year, when I was 16, I went to a little Quaker school in Iowa. I felt much safer, but at the same time, I would have nightmares. A lot of people were followed out. I was not, but I know people who were followed out of Birmingham, and the threats continued even after they left. I wasn't, but I was fearful somewhat. When I woke up one morning and I read the newspaper, and there were 3 bombs were found in Birmingham, and I knew that the only connection those 3 people had with each other was through my mother. And I really freaked out, and I wanted to call home, and the nurse Ratchet wouldn't let me call home, and so I ran away from the school and found a payphone to call home, and to make sure my mom was okay, to make sure my family was okay. During that period of time that the 100 concerned white citizens of Alabama marched in the Selma March, so my mom was there. I had a lot of friends in college, a lot of people I could relate to. There was a lot of political activity on campus that I could hook into and feel part of a community, so it's very, very different. I didn't feel so isolated anymore. I definitely felt like I had, I had community. I had people who thought and thought like me. So that was much, much better. This is the first time I've been able to talk about it without being. I've been doing a lot of work on this stuff because it was traumatic.